Greetings everyone, Joseph James here with the newsletter brought to you by the schooloftrade.com. Today was July 20th, 2009. Another one of those sleepy summer Mondays. Now, of course, before we talk about the trades we took today, came in at a plus 310 bucks USD this morning. Took, was it 5 trades? Went 4 for 5 today in the market. Of course, had one loss today that brought us down a couple $100. That gave back a little bit back to the market. So we ended up today's total at $310 USD on a 3 contract account. That puts our weekly total at 310 and our monthly total at 39.60. Right, guys, 3 contracts, right, which means $2,500 USD is all it takes to produce results like these. Let's talk about the trade of the day. Excuse me, the term of the day. The term of the day is the static support and resistance. Now, we've already talked about dynamic levels of support and resistance. Now, if you recall, dynamic levels of support and resistance are always changing. They're always recalculating, such as moving averages, developing value areas, momentum indicators, things like that. Well, static support and resistance is very similar, but it's a little bit different. Now, static is a term we use to describe always the same, or a fixed variable, or in this case, a fixed price. So the word static is going to mean always the same, never changing. Now, a static support or resistance level is calculated based on a specific price point that does not recalculate. It's not going to move with the market like a dynamic level of support and resistance will. And such things are high of day, your value area high, your central pivot. In other words, something that is a fixed price level and is not going to change with every tick of the market. Now, we use static support and resistance to filter out the higher risk trades, right? To put us only in the place we want to be. We use it across multiple time frames, so we'll use it on a 1-minute chart, a 5-minute chart, a 15, and even a 60-minute chart. Now, of course, the slower the time frame, the more important these static levels are, and we always want to watch these levels closely when we enter a trade. So once again, static levels of support and resistance, they don't recalculate. They're usually going to be things such as the high of the day, the low of the day, right? The value area high, the value area low. In other words, using what happened yesterday to make a support or resistance level today. And of course, it's not being recalculated throughout the entire day. That's the biggest difference between dynamic and static. A static level is a fixed point in price. Let's talk about the trade room. Now, of course, the beginner's course is always highly recommended, so pick up a copy of the beginner's course if you're coming out to join us tomorrow morning in the live trade room as a free trial member. We open it up at 2:45 a.m. Eastern Time, Tuesday through Friday. On Mondays, we open up at 7:30. It's open for trial members and lifetime members. We'll trade the European session at 3 a.m. We'll also trade the 9:30 open, right, the U.S. session, and then we'll close the room around 12 o'clock Eastern Time. We have 3 very simple jobs. That is to identify, adjust, and execute. We identify the news events and the type of market we see. We adjust to those news events. We adjust to what we identify in the market. And then we execute our trades using patience, discipline. We stop thinking so much, and we follow those mechanical rules that we go over live in our trade room tomorrow morning. So come join us. Let's go over some of the trades we took today. Now, we had quite a busy day today. Ended up about 310 bucks up. Now, this, of course, is an example of one of the first trades we took this morning, 10:12 this morning, 10:12 a.m. This was a wave short. Now, as you guys know, I missed that 2-step short right before it. And if you guys are familiar with our setups, you guys know that our 2 steps, when they're successful, they then lead to more wave setups. Right? We watch wave patterns go into 2 steps, and 2 steps back into waves, and waves back into 2 steps over and over again. And we'll show you guys how we did that a little bit later on in this video. But we missed the first entry here on this 2-step short. Wonderful trade, just missed it. I looked in one direction before I got back to this monitor. It had already moved on me. So I just straight missed it. We called it live in the room. A lot of our members took it and made some pretty good money on it, but I missed it. Now, I did get the re-entry here. At 10:12, this was a wave short here. We took profit at 3 and at 6 for a total of 9 ticks. And this was one of those rare mental mistakes that I make. I made a kind of a costly mistake here managing this position. What I did was I failed to kind of use the discipline that we've learned in the room to take profit when I should have taken profit. And the small mistake that I made ended up costing me about 7-8 ticks. That's about 70-80 bucks on a 3 contract account. So didn't trail my stop, gave back a little bit of that money, gave back about 7 ticks there. This could have been a 15-16 tick winner. A little bit of a mental mistake there at almost 15 minutes past the hour. But as you guys can see, still winning result. Now on the gold, this is where we made some pretty good money as well. As you guys can see, we're always qualifying every move that we see here in the room. That's one of the most effective parts about our free trial, is that when you come join us, you're going to watch as we look to qualify and go over each move, why we take the price, or why we take the trade, why we don't take the trade. We'll go over all of our rules with you guys, so you're really going to get a better grasp on what we're using to trade with, because we go over this stuff so many times throughout the day. And as you guys can see here, we're looking for a two-step short, which we disqualified because of some sort of support below. Now this was a losing trade, 10.19, the first trade we took here in the gold, 19 minutes past the hour. This is a two-step long, and if you guys recall, had to exit this one early. This is a two-step long, of course, trying to go back up into this bracket above 950.6. And as you guys know, a two-step is a counter-trend trade. This counter-trend trade, of course, has a little bit higher risk because it's trading against the trend. And as you can see here, we exited a little bit early. Exited at a 6-tick stop. Of course, times 3 contracts is 18 ticks on this loss. So the first trade in the gold was a loss. Second trade, however, though, this was a winner. Now, of course, we had to look for a wave short first here. We disqualified that wave short because of the trigger line not making those lower lows but below our bracket level there, below 948. As you guys can see, price held that red line right there just above 947 even and headed back towards the upside. Now, of course, when we see the wave short fail, the two-step long prevails. So where one pattern fails, the downside, we look for the equal and opposite direction, in this case, a two-step long. And of course, we got in at 58 minutes past the hour. Nice, good trade here, right? Got back a lot of those points we gave back on the first trade. Took profit at 3, had to take a manual target of +3 on the second target, and then trailed our stop and got out ultimately when we saw price action basically flatline for 7 more ticks. So add them all together, there's 13 ticks. So we came out of the gold market down 5 ticks at the end of the day. And of course, we made that money back, though, here in the crude oil. Crude's pretty good to us here, end of the morning. Now, again, as you can see, we're going over all of these moves with you guys live in real time. So at this point, we were looking for a wave short here just after 11 o'clock. Price was moving down. We were looking to navigate some way of getting into this trade to the downside. Now, of course, we disqualified the wave short because of a couple simple things. We didn't want to sell the lows, and we knew that our stutter step price pattern made it very dangerous for us to take this short trade. So we decided to stay away from the short side, looking then, of course, like I said before, where the wave short fails, the two-step long prevails. And as you guys can see here, 15 minutes past the hour of 11 o'clock, we did take that two-step long. Entry here was at 43. And if you guys caught this in the trade room, almost everybody made money on this morning. Great trade. Again, on a counter-trend trade like the two-step, taking profit a little bit quicker. So 3, 6, and then, of course, trailed our stop using a very basic technique that we use for managing the final portion of our trade. This time, I didn't make the mental mistake. Trailed my stop correctly, 3, 6, 18 for 27 ticks on that winner. Now, of course, this made all the money back and some, put us up over that $300 in the day mark, and we were very happy here. As this two-step began to work out, a lot of our members jumped in on this wave long. And as you can see here, I really want you to see this illustration for what it is. It's very clear that our wave pattern short disqualifies into a two-step long. That two-step long, when it's successful, moves into a wave long. If that wave long was to be unsuccessful, we'd be looking for a two-step short. And back and forth we go. So as you can see, we're always going to be looking to enter the market, whether it be with the trend, against the trend, outside the bracket, or inside the bracket. And as you guys can see here, a 27-tick winner followed by a re-entry on a wave long for even more opportunities there to make money in that move. Guys, we not only called the reversal there, but we gave you 2 entries live in the room to get into that trade. Guys, doesn't matter where you get in, everybody pretty much made money in that. So once again, great day here in the market. Ended up about $300 up. And let's recap. Live trade room opens tomorrow morning, 2:45 a.m., so come out and join us. We're going to trade 8 different markets, the E-minis, the currencies, the commodities. We'll give you live trade calls with entries, targets, and stops. We'll show you everything about how we manage our trades, how we take profit, and when we choose to exit the market. There'll be plenty of time to ask questions, so bring your questions. We'll have education throughout the entire trading day. Guys, you're going to see the market in a completely different way, and we'll give you a free 3 weeks to come out and join us as part of our free trial. I want to remind you guys as well, the beginner's course is recommended for all trial members. Make sure to rate and comment on our YouTube videos, youtube.com/School of Trade, and then drop us an email, sales@schooloftrade.com. My name is Joseph James. Hope the newsletter tonight helped, and we'll see you tomorrow morning, 2:45 a.m. in the live trade room. Bye-bye for now.